I got no words. I can't believe we're here together. Like this is like a really full circle moment as this is only the second iteration of US Canada East, one of the hardest regions in the Pro Tour as in general, right? You know, obviously a really great start from Punk this past one back in June with getting that big fat 50 over Boost with that 30, and if production can throw it right over to that point spread, that would be oh so lovely. But I cannot wait to but yeah. Yeah, Aison has been playing this character since this game has been out. You know, the only Diamond Master that we have rocking the Drunken One himself. So a lot of great things to come. Obviously, the story here is can Punk continue his domination over the U.S. Canada? Obviously, as well, we have Knuckle Dude Blue and Boost right behind them. Anything can happen. This is the only second tournament, right? So there's a lot more time for these other players to catch up and really find their footing for that top eight later this year. Yeah, it's a kind of a who's who, and a lot of people are prepping for Evo next week, but a lot of people are still trying to get those points at the end of the day. That 50, that lion share can make such a difference as these tournaments continue to happen. And again, the third one is literally right after Evo, so plenty of time for these players to get enough in there. But tonight, we set the standard. Let's see if Punk can get the 100. Let's see if someone can take the throne. I am so excited, Brad. But looks yeah. And here we go. It's going to be Ray going up against classic Rando. Ray on the DJ. Had a lot of love, but right now Rando is getting those grapples on. It's a ooh. Absolutely cleaning up with a counter hit addition of that confirm off the face break.
in game 3 right now, but you know, you could have cashed out with a different super situation. Oh my god, safe jump, opposite side low, and this is a perfect to close this one out if I am not mistaken. Classic Rando getting their ankles twisted.
Oh man, broken ankles and everything, and the 7 golden letters on the board. Ray looking to have that momentum going into the rest of this bracket. 2-0 right now for the DJ main, but actually no, it is only 2 out of 3, Brad.
I always forget to double check.
It's okay. Listen, we got to break the fourth wall a little bit. Sometimes I personally love me some 3 out of 5, but sometimes in these kinds of situations, right, you want to make sure that you're sharp and hot, and Ray is already showing that, being very monotonous with how he was manipulating space with those counter hits, right? At one point, committing to those funky slicers in really key situations was perfect, and now we're seeing Ray move on in the winner side of the bracket. Classic Rando, unfortunately, has to go in the less than fortunate side of things and has to try to make it out of pools and losers.
It's a very polite way to refer to the losers bracket, I gotta tell you, Floki. The less than fortunate side of things. The less than fortunate bracket.
It's the
you got your silver spoon bracket, and then you got your nickel plated bracket.
It's like, you know, when you get different kinds of spoons, it's like the big spoon versus the little spoon. It's like the big spoon is winners. It's like when you go for a bowl of cereal, you want the big spoon always. Get maximum.
That's actually.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a point of contention in my house.
It's like
my wife goes for the little spoon every time. I think she's nuts.
But like, you get more cereal for your buck, and right now, Ray's kind of comfortable. You're getting comfortable with all that bowl in your hand. Hopefully, you don't microwave it, but that's okay, right? Shout outs to Apology.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Oh man, what a goodie indeed. But next match on stream is going to be JM's own Hotline going up against Mailyn.
Now, I don't recall right now who Mailyn plays in 6. I remember who they played in 5, and I have the immediate parallels that I would jump over to. But I think that play style is not quite as effective in 6. And the 1-to-1 is not quite as effective. And yep, it is indeed still the Manon.
Yeah, double Manon back-to-back. Incendium, I see you. I see you. You want to see some grappler love? I understand. Oh my goodness, already.
Yeah, showing some love to the little monsters. And I love the hit confirm ability, these target combo pokes that Manon has. Really important to make sure that you're ready with them. Hotline on the Kimberly, though, getting the party started. Crouching medium kick. Run, stop, pressure, and now we're back at the corner. Okay, mixed on wake up.
Right now, it's going to be a command, a regular throw into the OD Azuna drop. Full confirm here, inbound. No, we don't even need to spend the meter. Extra credit on the board for Hotline. And, you know, Kimberly as a character, we've kind of talked about this character kind of extensively. You know, she's gotten a lot of love. We have a couple people that we know personally that play this character. They are definitely having a lot of fun with them. Shout out to Dom, SOS, wherever he might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Corner pressure, off rip once again from Hotline right into the level 3. Gonna give them the drive gauge advantage, the life gauge advantage, the positional advantage. This is a stellar place to be in. And Mailyn, I mean, you don't have a meterless reversal as Manon, right? Like, you need to spend that super gauge in order to get out. Oh, not gonna like the left-right situation there. First game on the board for Hotline, finding that better anti-air as well with that crouching fierce. Manon really sort of struggling a little bit just to keep with the pace of Kimberly. Your mid-range and long-range pokes are a little bit more committal. There's more maneuverability from Kimberly to be able to get around you. Smoked on wake up. Can somebody check that Mailyn's controller's plugged in? Okay, clearly it is, because that was a counter hit, but
definitely was a counter hit indeed. We're going to set up the spray cans once again, plus pressure there. Oh, we dropped it, but that's A-okay. Mailyn trying to commit to the impact, but it's going to be a perfect on the board for Hotline, and just like that, we are staring down a barrel of a match point.
Yeah, not a great evening for Manon's right now is what it's looking like. Finally getting a little bit of momentum, but still the amount of commitment that you need as Manon to try to control this mid-range, Hotline is not dissuaded from just going to the air and getting around it. A lot of like towards strong and stand fierce, just kind of getting smoked. Anti-air still working out for Hotline. Another drive reversal for Mailyn. This one works. And the elbow drop makes it even harder to answer the air approach from Kimberly.
Yeah, it's such an interesting approach that this character has always had since the beta and since her inception. But that crouching fierce has been so damaging overall. You can set up the right left rights on that. It's just so crazy. And again, we're not even going for the left rights. We're just keeping it simple, going back to basics a little bit. Gonna take the knockdown here, keep it simple, keep it easy. Meaty Stan Roundhouse is gonna seal the deal for Hotline. We do this all day, every day, and every day we get a 2-0 victory on our hands. Hotline moving on, winner side.
You know what? Nickel-plated bracket looking like a Manon support group a little bit. We're gonna have to see how this ultimately goes. But that was two different matchups where Manon just sort of got bulldozed over, right? You got
yeah.
Oh, like, I'm not going to say too much commitment. It's built into the kit, right? Like,
right.
She is a grappler who is very much designed that, like, she is generating threat from a farther range than you would typically anticipate from a grappler. And the idea is all of the limbs and tools that she uses either earn her a knockdown or suck you in to range 0 to set up the strike throw. And then you end up respecting that. And that's what earns her that additional space to walk up. We saw more of that in the previous game than in this one, rather than in this one. But I think it's because Kimberly does a more effective job at controlling mid-range with low medium kick, standing medium kick. I mean, she just has some really effective footsie buttons, and then the maneuverability behind it to be able to really just dance circles around that window of screen control that Manon does have to try to get herself started.
I do agree with that. And also, I'm going to yes and you about the Kimberly, right? I feel like she got a lot of love this patch specifically because she can change her spray can kind of oki timing, right? We saw that in the match where, you know, at that point, the Manon player didn't really have a lot of wiggle room. Yeah, I can delay, go for drive reversal, but Hotline was ready with the punishes every single time using things like Stand Fierce that got so much love this past patch. So overall, I just think Kimberly, we've seen this already with players like Shine, who we might see a bit later on tonight, as well as Psycho, that really have encompassed this character to its fruition, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of the Ninja Star gang does.
Yeah, but before we see more of that, our next match already queued up. It is going to be Paladin versus the Real Gen 411. Paladin, I presume, is still on the Ryu, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Nope, not to. I mean, this is such a great version of Ryu. I feel like Ryu for Street Fighter 6 in general has been stronger than we've seen him be across a couple of iterations of Street Fighter now. And then this particular, I mean, they gave him a beam super. So
yeah, they gave him a beam. And I also think just overall, like, since season 2, I would even say, like, he got so much love in the damage department, and, like, you got the fireball recovery, you got the ability to cancel off of, like, a target combo into Denjin charge. You always have Denjin available. There's so
I love
much
that,
this
personally.
The Hasho changes that he's gotten across the board. It's going to be really interesting to see if the Real Gen can handle that. I hope Gen gets into Street Fighter 6 because that would make the Real Gen's name relatable.
That was actually, you are setting up my ancillary segue, Floki, because obviously Gen not in Street Fighter 6, not in the roster of Season 3 characters coming, but you have this set now to consider. I wonder who you would love to see return to Street Fighter in Season 4 onward. We can contemplate that after Paladin versus Real Gen, the canon matchup, Ryu versus Ken. Old man Ryu, young man Ken, however.
Take this knockdown right now, and the meaty Stand Fierce, and I just really love this idea from Paladin, just to really poke heavy at the beginning of the match, see where the Real Gen wants to open up. But Real Gen taking it to the mid screen. Now it's a fireball war. Gotta be careful, and you just see these Stand Fierces putting in so much work.
Ooh, I love that, going for a little bit of a frame trap with the Hashogi, and now going for the DI combo route in order to set up Burnout. And now has, oh no, not gonna have the damage. Oh, and we're ready for the wake up super. Thank you for the donation, Real Gen.
It was a happy little drop into a happy little level 1 into a happy little parry. Everything is fine. I think. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love this out of Paladin. Paladin is using a lot of like jab and low short out of drive rush, and it's ending his drive rush tools with enough time to be able to, you know, set up that layer 2 of the trap with like the fireball or the anti-air. Nice confirm into the level 3, puts himself into burnout for it, but one more interaction will secure this round. You have plenty of time for it. Just wait it out, DP.
Yeah, Gotta make him pay the tax for trying to jump out of the corner. Beautiful stuff. One thing I wanted to highlight in that matchup is the idea of punishing Jinrai. Ryu has one of the strongest ways of punishing the light ender of Jinrai with things like standing light kick into medium donkey kick. So it's just a really nice way to deal with that, punishing just like that. We just see it.
I love when it happens just as you're saying it. Okay, going for the empty jump in order to get out. We got some frame advantage. Crouching Fierce Paladin targeting the drive gauge specifically. Please, sir, there's a no-fly zone here. Oh, gets clipped. That was a walk-up. I think low short. We get out of the corner with that wake-up level 1.
Getting a little antsy with it. Now I love that strut, right? Being able to do that delayed drive rush into the button, and it's just going to be a stand medium punch counter hit addition to thread the needle for Paladin to set up match point.
Right, and it's the same interaction. Oh my god, there's been so much. It's a lot of like empty drive rush into a light limb and then waiting and setting up the spacing trap, either getting a medium of some sort to blow up as Realgen tries to move forward himself. Oh my goodness, that stand fierce was chunky.
Oh my goodness gracious, make it stop, and it's going to be a trade confirmed, trade jab specifically. It's going to be Paladin moving on in winner's bracket with authority. That was a speed run. Did anybody have a stopwatch going? No? Anybody?
Of all the days for me not to actually be wearing one of my watches right now. Yeah, I mean, that was dominant. Absolute control of the mid-range. You highlighted the character knowledge of knowing how to utilize that 5-frame punish with Ryu standing short. It just super dominant, and in a way that I anticipate out of Paladin, right? I feel like Paladin, when Paladin is really stretched to the brink, you can find some more, I'm going to use the word interesting, but assume that it's italicized, decision making, where you can see some like hardcore reads that they'll make. But that was a meat and potatoes set if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, just short and sweet and right to the point, showing why Ryu has gotten so much love and so much more damage overall in this game, and really showing the character knowledge, right? Because Paladin's been playing this character for so long. We've known players that have been playing this character for quite a bit of time, you know, and having character knowledge and specialist knowledge is going to be key. But speaking of key, we need to talk about the key player tonight, or one of the key players that's already on the leaderboard. FlyQuest's own Punk the God coming up to the bat against Haru. Punk coming off a win last night in the FlyQuest Fly Series over on the East Coast side of things, has the W also from the last iteration of the World Warrior here, and also the current reigning defending Evo champion. Like, what's not to say?
Yeah, no big deal. I mean, Punk has been one of the most dominant players of Street Fighter since I conservatively, I would say like year 2 of Street Fighter 5. Yeah, right? Like,
that's a good way to say it.
It took longer than I think anyone would have reasonably anticipated for him to finally get his flowers and get that, massive title that had been so long deserved. But like, you can't understate the significance that Punk has had on Street Fighter as a player. But don't think that we're not going to circle back to the ancillary remark I had for you, Floki. I would love to hear who you would like to see come in, and maybe I hope we get a season 4 and beyond. But I wonder what characters the people want to see.
I think I kind of speak for some players, and obviously if you play Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 4, I mean, Cody, obviously the mayor now of Metro City, I think this makes sense. Maybe he goes back to prison for some uncomfortable reason. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Capcom's been doing a really good job of designing all these characters, especially with Season 3, with Sagat, C. Viper, Ingrid, and Alex being a part of the cast. I just think Cody would have a really great fit into this game. I would really also love to see Dudley, as well as, I'm going to get so much flack for this, maybe Makoto. I'm sorry.
I respect that there's Makoto fans. I'm not one of them, but I don't disparage you to being a Makoto fan oneself. Cody is an interesting one, right? Because I feel like I've talked about a lot how impressed I am with the legacy character redesigns in Street Fighter 6.
Right.
Cody had that legacy character redesign blow up in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Maybe not mechanically, but like presentation wise, at the very least, like he got the glow up going into 5 that most of the roster had going into 6. So I actually would be intrigued. Hey, maybe he's the governor now.
Yeah, who knows? You know, also I could have said Laura and like made everybody terrified thinking about that.
You would, I think somebody would disconnect you from this call right now, I think, if you said Laura.
I'm glad I didn't say it then. I'm sorry, Idom.
I don't know.
Sorry, my bad.
Hey, I'm still a Laura fan. And
I
I will
don't know.
look.
I mean,
I'm a
she's
Laura
only been in one
apologist.
game. Like, here's the thing. I feel like these characters that were just introduced in Street Fighter V, I mean, Ed was a really great example of that, right? And also Rashid, having really great redesigns and really having their system be, like, via the V-Trigger system, really incorporated well. So to maybe see Laura, you know, have that shine, I don't know if she's going to be as crazy, but, like, you know, it's funny. I never played Street Fighter V. I only was told horror stories about the character. I had to deal with Abel in Street Fighter 4. So, like, hands up. Like, I didn't have to deal with Thunderclap and the left-right mix-ups.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Laura apologist. I played her for longer than I should have because it's just not. I have come to discover that Laura is not the character for my hands and my brain. It is not the game that I want to play. But while I was playing it, I sure enjoyed it.
But speaking of enjoying, I cannot wait to see another top 3 contender right now in our top 8 bracket in terms of points. Blue coming up to bat, going up against Toph the GOAT. Shoutouts to Earthbenders everywhere. And it's going to be Blue rocking the DJ most likely. Toph, I do not know who they play, unfortunately, but I can't wait to see how they scrap.
It wasn't like it took me longer than I'm proud of to realize why you mentioned earthbending.
Bro.
I agree with you. It just I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Look,
Boomerang.
it's my son woke me up early today. Don't expect arithmetic out of me. If the math is more than +2 -2, my Street Fighter 5 is showing. I can't do more math than 2 + 2.
Oh no.
It's not what's happening tonight. But yes, so as you can obviously tell, we did pivot away from the Punk Haru match. I am not sure if that was a lobby dropout or if there was a miscommunication, but we do have the update from the Start GG, which does say that Punk won that 2-0 and moves on to play the winner of Mutant Empire versus Glutton. Those are 2 names that I just enjoy saying.
Yeah, definitely. And also, same poll, Zafarino versus Satora. That is a banger. Ed versus Zaf, who is either playing Dulcim or Akuma, aka waiting for Sagat, and I totally understand. I watched his reaction video, and it I was waiting for his especially, right, because you know obviously Zaf known for Sagat in Street Fighter V, and you know I can't wait to see what he does with that character. How do you feel about Sagat now in Street Fighter 6?
I'm excited. I thought he was really cool in 5. I think it was just a shame that the engine of 5 didn't really agree with what he was trying to do.
Sure.
I am intrigued at realizing him in this engine. I think having long limbs is valuable in this game. Having long limbs that maybe recover in time to be able to answer like DIs in mid-range goes a long way. I do wonder whether the change to Tiger Shot to only having 1 speed of low Tiger Shot is going to be something that's going to be, you know, particularly painful for Sagat purists. But I also think for a Muay Thai character in general, and in this game, I think being a little bit more focused around your limbs is maybe more important anyway. And maybe there's value to be had in prioritizing your fireball game to be able to blow up at sort of just above jump height. I did see Toph in the chat say that it is not Toph, it is in fact Toph, like Topher Grace or tofu. And you know what else I like? Maybe I don't like tofu. I am a meat eater, but I do like our friends over at AMD, who are kind enough to be sponsors with Digital Havoc for the World Warrior East Qualifier Series. The winner of the Qualifier Series will be receiving an AMD Ryzen 5 chipset So thank you so much to our friends over at AMD for showing love to that. And we are loading in Toph the GOAT on the Kimberly and Blue on the DJ.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a banger. Let's see if Toph can really hold it down. Nice knockdown already, just putting Blue into the corner. And one thing I like about Blue's gameplay is just, like, again, very methodical as well with how they maneuver with DJ. And they're taking their time. Beautiful slide counter hit into the up kicks. And just right now, just getting these big hits in and trying to make it count.
Yeah, that's tough. Kimberly has great options to be able to deal with Fireball Slide going underneath and then at range. Also having, you know, just being a combo starter, getting plus frames. Good answer on the teleport. Blue choosing to leave them standing. Second DJ this evening now that's been prioritizing HK Sobat to leave them standing. What a whiff punish on the medium kick into the reversal. Knows that they're not going to have the damage they want, so chooses to set up a different situation, and the first round is on the board.
Yeah, Toph looking very comfortable, like just picking their spots. Again, sliding under that OD air slasher, I think is just a beautiful spacing. And even on punish counter, right, being able to get that knockdown and really start up those mix-ups once again. But here comes the forward throw from Blue. Into the corner we go. And again, we're just trying to keep Toph in there. And it's going to be the punish counter edition of crouching medium punch to get so much more damage on the board.
Oh, going for the fake into the throw. Okay, throw loop city, walk it back, block the drive reversal. That's a punish and a meterless kill. Love that. Keep the 3 bars going into round 3.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Blue showing why they are one of our strongest here so far for the World Warrior. And beautiful stuff off the forced knockdown confirmed. I love to see those always. And right now, we're already seeing Blue just getting more and more comfortable in the game. Level 3 on deck is going to set up a burnout scenario. Toph maybe got a pixel left. Got to make it count.
I love that we didn't go for... Like, it would have been so easy to just go for an autopilot fireball for Chip. We're not going to have that. And DJ, one of the best characters at pressuring you while you are in burnout. So many staggers, so many different ways to keep you guessing. All of that frame advantage adding up. And the first game is on the board with another perfect. DJ's having a stellar evening tonight.
Listen, I feel like we were talking about Fudo earlier. I feel like everyone was taking notes from Fudo. I was like, you know what? This character DJ can make it happen, Massive. Let's do it. Let's all just show up and let's all just throw our big damage around and just have a good time. But now we're at the Pow Pow Cafe for game number 2, and Blue is already setting Toph to the same position that they were last round.
Love that. Going for the low short option this time. Safe jump? No, we actually keep it same side. No, I'm sorry, not same side. We keep it the vegan. There was no meaty. It was tofu indeed. Oh, what a bait.
Bait out that whole OD jackknife. Gonna go for the meatiest of overheads. There's the meat you were looking for.
Okay.
Oh,
no. Counter DI. You got to wake up pretty early to pull one over on Blue. And it is now set point.
Set point indeed. And Blue. Oh my goodness. Yo, the screen shake on that? That was insane.
That was a Richter scale punish counter. Love that air to air. That is a practiced response to that mix-up situation. And just, I love back to a fireball game, just doing it at a range where slide is not as viable an option from Toph. Going for the level 3. Important here. 1, you get the buff, which is going to be important. But 2, you also are able to burn some of this burnout time, about 40%. Corner position, screen position, you've got a lot of life to burn. No, not going for the bait, but Blue was ready with the up kicks, back throw, corner control. In their way now. Oh, you're done, son.
That's gonna be a full confirm into the critical art. Blues get a move on into the winner side of things, and Toph the GOAT. Unfortunately, they got it. Listen, they gotta go to the little spoon bracket. That's okay. That's fine. You know, sometimes there's not enough the big spoons in the drawer.
Like, okay. You know what? I'm gonna stick with nickel plated, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes you want to be the little spoon, Floki.
That's facts. That's actually
maybe you're a short king like me, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't got the mass as a human to be a big spoon, but there's little spoon enjoyers out there, and that's fine.
shout outs to people that do both. I enjoy being a little spoon and a big spoon, but Blue is going to be both right now, and they're going to be moving on in the winner side of things. And again, shout outs to everybody tuning in tonight for twitch.tv/Incendium Gaming. World Warrior is all in effect. The Pro Tour season is live and in color, and I feel like we're back to it feels like normalcy is back for Street Fighter, right? Where it's like we had like the off season, everything was just kind of like there was things that were happening, updates, but it wasn't like these big brackets that like were happening consistently, and like everyone was testing their iron so much. But I have to counter argument myself, and I want to give a big shout out to all those online tournaments, offline tournaments that we have all the time. Every single day there's a Street Fighter 6 bracket, things like Motivation Academy on Mondays, TNS, Can Opener, you name it, there's probably a tournament for it. And I just think, giving players the chance to prep for things like this, to have the chance to go to Japan for Capcom Cup 12, I think it's just spectacular.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, when tournament season really gets into swing, there's nothing better as a fan, even if you're not in the position to be an active competitor as much anymore.
Right.
Like I think the viewing experience to be able to just stay on top of the highest level of Street Fighter is second to none. And we got some second to none talent sitting down for our next match. Jumping over to Pool 4, Young Matine versus Tech S Neo, and I'm spoiler alert a little bit for the future. The winner of this match plays to get in the top 48 against the winner of Spaceboy and Hotline. So we are already getting to the point of some really killer matches of some names that y'all are definitely familiar with.
Yeah, this is gonna be so sick. Young Matine, I think they're still on Ken, if I'm not mistaken. Tech S Neo, not sure, unfortunately, but that's okay. If you guys want to keep up with all of your favorite players in the bracket, make sure you guys hit !bracket in the chat. When that does, you'll go right to the start GG. You can pick your favorite pool, see where your favorite player is doing, and yeah, Young Matine obviously, had that match against Angry Bird at ECT. The match heard around the world, the Ken mirror around the world, right? And I think, with the changes to Ken this season, look, as a Ken player to a degree, he's fine. Like, I don't think he's like bottom 5. I think he's a happy place. He still has his stand fierce. Yes, you lost the Jinrai follow-up counter hit confirm into stand short, but in essence you got Oki, and then you can just dash forward and do the same thing. And plus now you have a safe level 2. So, go nuts.
Yeah. You know how I know you're not a Ken player anymore, Floki?
Why?
Because you have an optimistic opinion of Ken.
I've always had an optimistic opinion about Ken. No one has believed me for 2 years.
No, I know.
No one's believed me.
I'm just saying, there is no character that gets downplayed as hard as Ken, in my opinion. I do see shoutouts to El Chicote in the chat letting us know that Tech plays Chun-Li. Love to see me some Chun-Li. Underrepresented character, I think. I mean, first things first, Chun, one of only 2 characters in the game with no access to a throw loop. A corner, drive gauge, it doesn't matter. You don't have one. I wish that didn't matter. And I truly don't think that it's the biggest reason why Chun doesn't see play. But, like, having access to really simple and accessible pressure in the corner does matter. It means that you need to play a little bit deeper of a mind game as you're going for quarter control. Young Matine still on the Ken. Love the color.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And I already like where this is going. Tech getting out of the corner very comfortably. Can't do much about the step kick. And now we're just kind of seeing... This matchup's always been super interesting to me, because Chun having a really way to combat neutral with things like crouch and medium kick, things like forward medium punch as well. There's a lot of things, and just like that, the instant air legs as well. Brad, you might be getting on Chun a little bit.
This is inspiring me. I gotta tell you, gets out of the corner. Oh, punish counter back throw. That is gonna be enough. I was like, oh, what a shame. It's not gonna kill. Nope. Forgot about the punish counter damage. First round on the board for Tech S Neo. And we saw some of what Chun really has available to her, right? Like, off of that low forward, you need to respect fireball. You need to respect stance cancel. You need to respect nothing. Up kicks.
Yeah, just get out of there. And again, you were just talking about it. But okay, the walk under the instant legs there from young Matine. Oh, doesn't take the punish counter throw. That's okay. Tries to go for the jump medium punch to keep Tech into the corner. Plus frames. Okay, get set up the Jinrai mix-up. Gotta be careful. You do have access to level 1 or level 3 if they need. The impact is just gonna hit the corner in the nick of time. We're gonna do a full confirming. We're gonna go into level 3. And I kind of like this only because you want to guarantee the kill. And in this game, I've always believed you make so much meter, right? You'll kind of end up, if you're young Matine, still getting at least a level 1, potentially level 2, depending on how this round goes.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Bar is so accessible in this game. What a jab check on the run pressure. Okay, going for some tricky stuff. No, we weren't ready to confirm off of the standing strong counter hit. Went for a jab level follow-up, wanted for a frame trap. Okay, love that. Going for the down forward roundhouse and actually sets up a spacing trap. Not dissimilar to the way that we'll see players go for drive rush into like an early low short or an early jab to force the spacing trap. Actually using down forward roundhouse in order to do that. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention, but I haven't seen that done, and it is immediately being stolen.
Immediately being stolen, and an immediate potential character switch from young Matine. I don't know. I think they did play Akuma for a little bit, but maybe just taking a little bit of a break, right? You know, it is only 2 out of 3 now, so these matches are very high octane, very knockout, drag 'em out brawl, and I just feel that young Matine had a lot of great ideas. It's just a matter of executing. And also, now we're already seeing the adaptation of walking under the instant air legs. And, you know, now we just have to try to maneuver around these tricky mix-ups. So let's see how young Matine does at the Enma's Hollow. Tech S Neo, 1 on the board right now and very comfortable in the lead.
All right, going for the parry in the post-Jinrai situation once again. Playing a little bit. Oh, interesting. So I like that choice. It was an anti-fireball choice. It worked. Like, they both made anti-fireball choices that danced around each other.
Yeah, it's like the no-hit combos that you, combo videos you see on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, but a combo we're gonna see there is to crouch fierce into a run Tatsu. Keep it simple, and again, now we're seeing young Matine, you know, just kind of slow it down a little bit, seeing where Tech S Neo wants to sit at. Nice block on the Hazanchu, and now we're seeing a drive rush to get out of that scenario off the instant legs.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit too common in Tech Neo's repertoire. Shimmy working out now, getting big damage. If you're young Matine, getting the wall splat. Yeah, Tech Neo very active defensively on wake up, but it seems like a lot of it is based around like TK legs, and like it's a good option, but okay, jab checks on the run, reset pressure. Yeah, I think Neo's getting a little bit too cheeky with the air stuff. Now ready to follow up the low forward.
Too much dip on their chip there, but now we're seeing the delays, and now we're seeing a back throw here. The force knockdown confirmed. He wanted DP for sure. And you see that drive gauge slowly deplete, Brad. There's the burnout he was looking for. Tries to jump out. Nobody was home. Young Matine gonna clean this up and set up a match point for them. What a rebuttal.
Yeah, Tech Neo needs to go back to a little bit more of a grounded game. I mean, we've seen very little of the stance pressure. I feel like we're setting up a lot of strike throws, but the way that those interactions are working out is not going in Neo's favor. Chun is a neutral machine. You want to try to... Your goal in this matchup is to make Ken frustrated about the fact that he's just outside of reach where he wants to be. So level 2, we're going to get the safe jump after this, as well as burnout. No, actually, we went for the... that's not the newer route, even.
Yeah, we're going to go for instant legs once again. I'll try to commit. We're going to commit to level 3 now. Post Jinrai, absolutely. We're going to bring the heat, bring us out of burnout, and set up a situation where it's 1 meter in a dream for Tech Neo. What's it going to be? It's going to be a drive rush. Beautiful break, but it's going to be the low forward, the trite and true young Matine showing his age, getting it done. 2-0, 2-1 over Tech Neo, moving on to meet Space Boy in top 48. And I just feel like sometimes these younger players too, right? You know, they're willing to throw the dice a lot more. They're just like, hey,
Oh,
listen, I'm going to test your knowledge. We saw a lot of drive impact come out from young Matine, where in spots that, you know, even when Tech had meter, they're like, I don't know if I want to go for this right now. But most of the time, like you say in burnout situations, once, you know, young Matine had that read, it's like, okay, I know you're not reacting to this. I'm just going to just do it. And then, I'm going to get my pressure, get my damage, and get out of there. So that sets them up to meet Space Boy in top 48 qualification. So that's going to be Mai versus Ken on that side. So again, really strong stuff, and I can't wait to see what young Matine does the rest of the tournament. Let's see if Tech can make it out of pools.
Yeah, I mean, to yes and the DI thing, I feel like the energy that Tech was bringing to the mid range as Chun there as well really lent itself to losing to DI, right? Like, I feel like DI is something that you want to use for somebody who's really committing to specials in mid range willy nilly.
Right.
If you're using a lot of like TK legs, if you're using a lot of just thoughtlessly fireball canceling, or, you know, in the case of Chun, right? Like, if you're hard committing to options and like confirming off of your stance cancel normals, you're going to end up in a spot where you're going to get counter DI'd.
Right.
A lot of that energy in game one felt like DI as a defensive choice was going to be the right call. And then it turned out to be the right call offensively as well. Ken Mai, definitely a matchup that we've not seen a whole lot of, Loki. I said in italics once again. But our next match coming at you on stream is going to be Small Caps versus Arkham. Jumping on over to Pool 1, where I'm refreshing the pool right now to see some of these updates. Like I said, Punk took it over Mutant Empire and is waiting to play the winner of Zafarino and Churiki.
Ooh, that's
Elder Goose in here, Lazy Boredom and Larcenist. And yes, actually, the very bottom of the Silver Spoon bracket, Small Caps and Arkham. Winner of this plays the winner of Kuma and Danny O. Cammy versus Dictator.
Yeah, Small Caps, how I met them was through Digital Havocs that Incendium were running, and they were playing Ryu. They had a strong showing over at Gommel this past year as well. But right now, setting up the Psycho Mai, and that was one evil knee, and right now it's just a load of damage that Arkham has to make up ground on.
I mean, Dictator is just such an impressive character in this game. They managed to still have the same play style that he had in 5 of, like, once he gets in your face, you're so worried about the way that he can string plus frames together, and he turns +2, +3 into an amount of respect that is disproportionate. But I think part of how he does it here in this one as well is the threat of knee is ever present.
I totally agree with that. And they get the Psycho Crusher. Beautiful backdash by Arkham.
Good.
And, you know, it's just we're just kind of swinging for the fences right now. Someone's trying to make a move, and it's like, okay, cool, take a little bit of damage here and there. Jump, heavy punch, air to air. That's how we're feeling?
I'm here for it. Earned a lot of plus frames, set up the situation a little bit too far away, wanted for a spacing trap with the low short, but no bite from Small Caps. No, Arkham puts himself in burnout, and we've got CA available. I do think Arkham is dead. Yeah, you're in the yellow and you're hit by CA. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye and good night. Bang! Unlimited Psycho Crusher to look back at him, see what you did. Small Caps 1-0 right now on the board.
Rocking the Sons of Anarchy Dictator, too.
I was gonna say, he's like, this body has gone on a bike in a biker gang now.
Yeah,
What
not
is
M
these
Bison anymore. It's M
motorcycles?
Biker. Overhead into the Psycho Mine. We get another mine planted.
Oh, trying to confirm. Beautiful bait on the drive reversal just like that. A repeat of game 1 with the perfect Small Caps and trying to make small order of Arkham and making a statement trying to get into winner side top 48 contention. Impact is there, waited and baited. Look at that patience on the Psycho Mine too. This is all Small Caps.
Okay. Perfect parry. We get the side swap. Not a whole lot of damage for it. And we still get clipped level 3 in the back. Goodbye, Arkham. Small Caps with, you know, A 5 and below perfect.
Is that a wait?
Like a dollar store perfect, you know, like it wasn't quite a perfect, but it
what, a
gets,
great
the
value
point
perfect?
across.
A Dollar
great
General
value perfect. Yeah. That was a clearance sale perfect. Everything must go. That was just a dominant performance there from small caps. I feel like Arkham really never got to start playing the game. I feel like from round start, it was just small caps in control, every spacing trap working out, every frame trap working out. Just I don't know if I want to say that it's matchup unfamiliarity or what, but there was something fundamentally not there for Arkham in that particular matchup. Somebody in chat says this M. Bison outfit reminds me of Brian Fury. Yeah, you know what? I can see that too.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. My man's gonna throw a whole 2x4 at you, just casually. By 2x4, I mean a whole lot of damage with Psycho Mine. Our next match,
I was about to say, I'm like, he does hit that hard.
Can confirm those punches hurt. Next match on stream is going to be the man that we were talking about earlier, waiting for Sagat, Zafarino, coming up to the bat against Churiki. So this is going to be a really interesting one. I know Zaf has played Akuma, they have played Jamie, they have played Dulcim, multi-character specialist. Shout out to their YouTube page. We were talking about it earlier, the Fighter Academy. A lot of great stuff that they're doing within the community. I know they're just waiting for Sagat, and I understand, but they are putting in the work in World Warrior.
Yeah. Zaf is one of my favorite, like, mentally, my favorite players. Like, if you sit down with Zaf and really digest, like, my man is analytical and really thinking deep about what is going on the screen. I think the problem for Zaf is very often, like, I've always said there's two Zafs that you can get. You can get godlike Zaf, where he's living in your head and all cylinders are firing, or you can get Zaf who gets frustrated and then it starts to play a little bit out of pocket. Because I do think he gets dejected and his mental can get away from him a little bit too hungry on trying to punish that sweep there. Wanted for the low forward, we're not going to get it. Okay. Nice combo route into the level 1. Are we gonna? I don't imagine we go for the drink route here. Yeah, because we want the Oki. So walk forward, standing strong. Yes, 3 drinks. We don't need a 4th. First round on the board for Zap. And we got, this is actually the that new jury skin, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, from Aspa. But right now we're seeing Zafarino, swig that tea, gotta take another forward throw, another drink, has command throw online, and right, beautiful cross cut into the arrow kick. And again, now we're loaded up. We got everything we need. OD Rekka, Shades of Fail Long for Zafarino, drinks up level 2. Drops the combo. Unfortunately, it drops the DP punish. This is not good. Don't let him get a chance, Zaf. Okay, overhead? No, it's okay. It was a happy little DI into a happy little game for Zafarino. 1-0 right now. Everything, I promise you, chat, is fine.
I'm really intrigued by that choice from Zaf 2 to go for the level 2 there. So obviously one of the changes that Jamie had gotten, I believe it was a Season 2 change, was that once you have max drinks, every time you drink, you get more drive gauge. So it makes him, particularly his level 2, it gives it a whole lot more utility after you've already got the drinks loaded up. So went to maximize that combo route, just a little bit too far away for the target combo to work. Stuck in the corner now with the strike throw working out for Churiki.
Beautiful stuff. And the Fuha tried the impact. Unfortunately, nobody was home. Going for the OD Tensor and not enough to kill, giving Zaf a chance at life. Gonna walk away from the fireball, let it dissipate, drink another, got a command throw now to work with. Can't do anything about the impact. Gonna try to wait it out. No DP zone.
That wasn't supposed to, I will bet you any amount of money that was supposed to be breakdance kicks, because breakdance goes through fireballs.
Yeah, or TK dive kick at that point.
Maybe that too.
Yeah, this man has the tiger knees on lock. Another drink. And I love Zafarino's confidence just to drink in neutral, right? Feels like, okay, I don't have to stress anything. Let me get these confirms, make it happen. Another Rekka. We're at level 4 just like that. Everything's enhanced. This is going to do so much damage instead of a match point for them just like that, Brad.
Love that. I love seeing some Jamie. Zaf, I'm in your corner, like full send the bias. I want to see Jamie, Zaf, the local homie. Oh my god, jump in works. Okay, a little bit of spaghetti, but we get away with the dash. Nice check from Churiki. We have the level 3 in the back. How far are we going to press this? No, just going for the knockdown and getting the Fool House store. Low forward, just a backdash out of Churiki to reset back to neutral. Zaf still with no drinks. Okay, didn't believe that the low forward was going to get canceled. What a spacing trap. No. Oh, was that supposed to set up Oki?
Was that a frame kill roundhouse? But right now, Churiki is going to get the level 3. It should have been me, but it's going to be Zafarino in this instance to take all of this damage. God dang.
Bro. Don't think I didn't catch that. Stuck at the corner, finds the anti-air CA available. It is one more touch for Zaf. Drink on the board. That's huge. TK dive kick matters a lot, but no. Oh, man, that's a shame. I wonder what he went for in that spot, because I think that was standing medium punch from Jury, right?
Yeah, definitely. I just also, it just Churiki is again getting away with these scrambles. We're already wait, hold on. Zafarino has level 4.
So he got it was punish counter palm. Punish counter palm lets you get 2 drinks. He already had a drink from an interaction beforehand, and it sent full screen, so he just went for it, going for the target combo off of towards roundhouse, right into Rekka. Okay, closing it out. Perfect KO. So that, you know what? When a drunken master works, that's what it looks like.
That's totally fair. My man's drinking tea. Get it correct. Oh, no, the forward throw punish counter edition, and Churiki has Zaf in the corner, and Zaf very comfortable right now. You can kind of see in their confidence. Beautiful dive kick to get over the fireball. And this is the confirm off the forward roundhouse. Beautiful stuff. The strut like you mean it. Oh, beautiful stuff with the stand medium kick. And then couldn't do more. Back throw.
Yep, stuck in the corner, waiting it out, just backs off. But you can see Churiki is playing in a way that really wants for Zaf to whiff. Churiki's playing in like a very whiff punish heavy style, but it's so preemptive. Like it's, to borrow the parlance of another East Coast commentator who we all know and love, it's a lot of wish punishment is what we're seeing. And Zaf has the fundamentals to sit there, wait that extra second, recognize the spot they're in, and then go for that standing medium kick, stellar button from Jamie, and get the mileage out of that. Fantastic showing from Zaf, does move on to play against Punk.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute banger. Both players qualifying now in top 48, but which side they're going to be qualifying on is going to be the question. And again, I just feel like even like at round start, right? I don't know if you noticed, but Zaf delayed his walk.
Oh, yeah.
Round start. He was literally just sitting there, and he was like, what are you going to do first? How am I going to approach you? Are you going to walk forward? Or are you going to walk back? What's my distance going to be looking like? I've always said this game is sometimes about movement damage. What I mean by that is sometimes the most damage you can do is walk someone to the corner or walk someone into a range that is so detrimental for you. And Zafarino continues. They've been doing it since Street Fighter 4 with Fei Long. Continue to use their buttons, their movement to fruition, and that's why they've been such a prominent player in the East Coast for such a long time, and I can't wait to see what they have for Sagat. Tough task ahead of them with Punk the God to make it out of in top 48. Other side of that, just so you guys know, Elder Goose and Lazy Boredom, Aison versus Ramos. That's the top 48 qualifiers out of pool number 1, as well as Kuma and Small Caps.
Yeah, we jump now over to pool number 3, though, for a top 48 qualifying match. Kami versus Bean going to be our next one. I know in your notes, it seemed like there was a little bit of debate who Kami was playing now. I feel like the last time I saw Kami play, it was on the Akuma, but it's been a little bit since I had seen them.
Yeah, I know they've been playing. They were playing Luke a lot in season 1, obviously, without the demon out. I mean, it's going to be interesting because they have experience on both Luke and Akuma, both characters, I think, really strong right now in this season anyway. Going up against Bean, unfortunately, I've never seen Bean play. I know there was a Guilty Gear Strive Bean that played Chip. I don't know.
Yeah, my instinct is Kimberly. Oh, Chun-Li.
And it's going to be the Luke from Kami to start this match off. Top 48 qualifier. Beautiful low forward to kick things off.
All right. and the party starter off rip, having been in the corner on the Chun. Okay, a little bit too far away on that jab, and these spacing traps working out in Kami's favor a lot right now. Finds the shimmy, it's gonna work. Big damage.
Yup. Beautiful stuff there. Gotta take full advantage and just keep being in the corner. Beautiful spine buster, and it's gonna be a perfect on the board for Kami. There's been a lot of perfects on stream.
It's looking hard out here for a Chun player, I gotta tell you. Okay, trying to set up a little bit of a fireball, walking forward. So one of the difficulties against Luke, I find, as Chun is it's with how he steps forward with so many of his limbs and has access to the follow-up target combos. It can be a little harder to, like, you want to gauge for their feet, right? Because low forward is your best, you know, party starter poke, but where their feet are is not the space that you need to be mindful of threat generation. Going for the safe jump, okay, goes for the throw, keeping the corner position locked down, but a fantastic whiff punish coming out of Kami, and we have the level 3 in the back. Yeah, plenty of damage to spare.
Yeah, it's time to go to work and time to go to our next game. It's going to be a 1-0 on the board for Kami with authority.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of debate in chat. So first of all, we do have confirmation this is in fact the same Bean that you and I know from Strive. But it sounded like somebody expected him to be playing Kimberly. So maybe the Chun is a newer change. Love the check with the low short. Knockdown with the SBK, and now we're getting the pressure going. Oh, great use of this towards strong.
Yeah, love that. Gonna set up the double overhead. Doesn't take anything off that. Oh, no. Try to answer for 10 show kicks. Nobody was home for it. And throw in the air right now. Bean trying to find an answer. Staying fierce into Flash Knuckle. Gonna do so much damage. Oh, they're in burnout, Brad. This is not looking good.
Oh, what a catch. Roundhouse catching the up forward, but finds the wrong spot to go for the DI. We're out of the corner. Kami is able to secure the win off of that drive rush cancel low forward. Low forward had not been like a big choice out of Kami. Okay, towards strong, looking to be a great tool here for Bean so far. Okay, DP from Kami. I don't want to stay in the corner. Answers back, does Bean.
Bean's like, nah, you're staying in this corner. You're going to like it. It's like, I did not say it's my time for you to get out of there. And just, I love the use that you were talking about it before, using the towards strong to full fruition. But Kami is going to get the confirm into the level 3, into the burnout scenario for them. And I really love this position. Get the drive gauge back in order and get the health gauges relatively even.
Okay, I'm intrigued at that choice. Oh, okay. There were ample opportunities there for Bean to use some of that bar, but I think, especially with the way that Luke can stagger his offense with the assorted target combos, the variable timings on the charge knuckle, it's hard to know where to commit the bar. So, you know, overplayed his hand a little bit there, I think, did Kami, but not in the position to do a whole lot about it was Bean, and moves on the nickel-plated side of our top 48. Kami still looking silver. Boosts and Campaign going to be our next set. As I double check what bracket that one is in.
Yeah, that is.
Boost is pool 3.
Pool 3. Boost, listen, had a stellar year. Honestly, a breakout.
That might not be right.
Last year, with the Ken. Obviously being a part of Street Fighter League last year as well, for Team Cloud9, right? Moving over from the Ken to the Terry, going up against Campaign, I had a lot of pleasure and honor of commentating over Campaign's matches. Shoutouts to Motivation Academy once again. A regular in that event, and just the way they play Aki. It's going to be interesting to see how this matchup plays out. We were talking about it earlier, but we don't see a lot of Ken Mai. I feel like this matchup in particular as well is one we don't normally see.
Yeah. I mean, Terry's definitely gotten more love, I think, of late. And I mean, you and I had just had the opportunity to watch a fair bit of Terry just this past weekend. I think the mileage he gets out of, you know, some of his target combos and the ability of the character's kit to set up really stellar spacing traps. One wonders how Aki's going to contend with that, right? Like not having a real reversal outside of level 1, wanting a little bit more breathing room, going to be harder to deal with, and already getting oppressed in the corner.
Right now we're reestablishing the Nightshade Psych. You're going to stay in here with the Rising Tackle. Beautiful anti-air there. And then, okay, we get a back throw campaign. Now it's Boost's turn to stay in the corner. Love to use the OD power wave and just kind of have that established pressure. Cool fates in.
Right, managing to get out. Yeah, another weakness of Aki's, her anti-air game, like she doesn't have a great anti-air option for dealing with like that cross-up distance or a little bit farther. So getting those side switches out of the corner from Boost, not going to be super difficult if he's able to walk forward. You have to really ensure that you're controlling the space in front of you. Power wave, hard to deal with. A lot of walk forward and parry, but Aki does have good damage, so this is certainly still doable. 35 seconds left on the clock, and I am loving the patience out of Boost, but unfortunately, yeah, that's that 1% of the 1%. Yeah, maybe you can reaction DI, but do you have it in you to check your health first?
Oh no. I thought he had enough life personally, so I was like, yeah, we're fine. Everything is cool. Boost right now, just kind of running their game. Campaign really hasn't had an opportunity to really start it up. Double round wave confirmed into the Rising Tackle. Beautiful break by Campaign. Okay, I love the use of that, but the crouching medium punch is going to be right there. Are you okay? No, I'm not, because I'm down 1-0 against Boost.
That's tough. And it was off of an unfortunate spot, right? Got the OD snake slide out of the corner into a punish counter with punish. That, what ended that sequence there and lost that round for Campaign was trying to finish out a punish counter combo and ended up spacing trapping themselves. Boost on the defensive side now for the first time, but I love that Boost is willing to, you know, go for a little bit of a parry pump and then lets it sit and goes for that delayed drive rush, and it's catching Campaign out in a couple of these spots. There's like a cadence to the drive rush pressure coming out of Boost that Campaign is not ready for.
Yeah, right now Boost just kind of chilling, being like, okay, cool, I'm poisoned, that's fine, I'm hanging out, you know, really just trying to use their buttons like emphatically. And the fact that they're using stand roundhouse as a tool, it kind of reminds me of Ken, right? Like, no pun intended. Just being able to get that fadeaway stun and being able to get full confirm off that in more scenarios. But the Toxic Blossom is going to bloom here, and it's going to be a level 2 for Campaign. Not enough to kill, unfortunate. The crack shoot's going to find their mark.
Oh my
it's going to be
God.
the forward throw. Boost is loose, and they have a match point on their hands, Brad.
Yo, Campaign saw the light at the end of the tunnel and tunnel visioned so hard. There was no reason to DI on Wake Up there. All you needed was a single poke. Just wait. Make a more patient defensive choice. But you can see the Campaign is already feeling overwhelmed. No, even like that was a spot where you could have gotten a decent anti-air. Already stuck at the corner. Decent corner carry out of Terry.
Oh, yeah, beautiful retaliation. Campaign's tired of it. That level 1's going to be the OD Nightshade. Still have to deal and respect the power wave, right? Because it goes under all fireballs. So it's right now Campaign trying to re-find themselves and kind of get some real estate back in this match.
Waiting it out. I feel like part of the difficulty is, you know, Campaign seems like they're struggling with being able to simultaneously answer fireballs, drive rush, and burn knuckle. You know, they're all threatening at different paces and at different ranges, and to control it, like, you want to use like nail or, you know, towards fierce for most of them, but they all lose to jump, so it can feel really committal to try to keep this control going. Throw is just shy of a kill. Please do not tunnel vision again. Good. Delay back throw blows up the overhead attempt out of Boost, wanted for the hungriest of combo starters to try to clinch that one out.
Yeah, unfortunately, no plate will be given right now. Burn knuckle once again. It's like, knock, knock, who's there? A full confirm courtesy of Boost. Oh my goodness. Again, cross cut into the level 3. Not going to get the animation. That's the first time I've ever seen it not hit animation. Boost just very comfortable right now. Oh, beautiful bait.
Uh-oh. right into the level 3. I love this choice. The longer that combo goes, the more drive gauge boost gets back, and the less likely it is that you'll ultimately be able to end that in burnout. Okay, corner control, no bar for boost. Does Aki have a guaranteed DI situation while you're in the corner? It looks as though she does.
She does, and look at this damage. Campaign's gonna max this out as much as they can. Get a set up shop once again. Okay, level 1. Is this gonna be enough to kill? It's not. You gonna get boost this drive gauge back. And a pixel, and a dream, and a stand jab, a round wave. Are you okay? No, I'm not. I'm in loser's bracket now. Thanks for asking. Boost 2-0 over campaign. Dang, man.
Oh my god. Campaign made every promise with that round. Early combo into level 3. Maximum had all of that drive gauge to squeeze every bit of life out of that burnout combo, including gaining an entire super bar to be able to get that all going, and then still to lose out on it. Oh, what a shame.
That is such a heartbreaker, and really shows like these matches are so difficult, right? 2 out of 3 is a very difficult thing to be a part of, and to kind of be on the ball like that consistently. You know, you have an optimal combo, you have an optimal confirm and an optimal route into level 1, but if you can't finish the plate, unfortunately, you might have to head to the loser side of things. And it's like unfortunate, but you know what's not going to be unfortunate? Our next match on stream, Idom versus Flux Waves.
Yo, is it 2021 already?
What you mean?
I mean, I feel like this is a matchup that if you've been watching East Coast Street Fighter since, not to be a downer, but since quarantine and we all got sequestered online, this is a matchup you have watched so many times. It probably plays on your eyelids when you go to sleep, is what I'm telling you.
That's
and
totally fair.
I'm going to be so intrigued to see this one out. Flux Waves, obviously we know, I mean, Idom has a JP.
Correct.
Has is in italics. But very likely, I assume, to play on the Manon. Flux Waves, I believe, also has JP and Manon. Is there another character in the Flux Waves rotation yet, or no?
So I've known them for playing Aki and JP. So I don't know if they haven't added another character to that repertoire, but it's going to be interesting. I know Idom does bust out the JP in kind of interesting situations, but, you know, having the Manon just kind of as their golden goose, right? That one, the good old faithful. You know, good old, I'm going to throw you 5 times and I'm going to RKO you out of nowhere. You know, things like that, I think is, you know, I'm super excited. I mean, if it is going to be the JP versus the Manon, how does, you know, Idom maneuver the obstacle course? That's going to be the big question here.
Yeah, I think of the 2 characters from Flux Waves going into Manon, and Flux Waves is a player, one of the things that I really appreciate about Flux Waves, and that I've appreciated about getting to watch Flux Waves over these, you know, 5 some odd years that I've been doing online tournaments, is I think Flux Waves is one of the preeminent examples of somebody that really has more than one character available at the tournament level. Like, there's people that have an alt. Flux Waves is a multi-main, or at least that's where I feel like they end up very frequently, is going to be on the Aki and not the JP. I feel like I would have expected JP to be the better choice into Manon than Aki, but Flux Waves a far better player than I am, so if this is what they want to play, all power to them.
Yeah, I do think, you know, we were talking about the anti-airs from Aki a little bit earlier. I think there's some merit to them, like things like stand roundhouse, crouching fierce. Also, you have, you know, the serpent lashes to work with, but also you have a cross up that is so dangerous, and that's going to set up a whole situation where it's going to be a level 2 surfs up as Flux Waves gets 1-0 on the board round wise, and it's a beautiful way to start the game this summer night.
Yeah, I suppose to yes and that, we saw a lot of Manon at the beginning of the evening, and Manon, you know, really wants to control a not dissimilar range to Aki, but I think is maybe a little better equipped to do it because Manon wants to sort of bulldoze from like range 4, range 3 right into range 0, and Aki can
Right.
play in that middle range a little bit more effectively, as well as, I mean, neither one of them having stellar anti-airs. What a neutral jump to be able to blow up the wake up super out of Idom, and a quick first game for Flux Waves.
Blink and you'll miss it. Flux Waves, super comfortable in this matchup. You know these two have played in multiple online tournaments. You were talking about Street Fighter V, but even just in Street Fighter 6, these two have crossed paths so many times. And Idom gonna get the knockdown here, get the medal on the board, and just slowly make their way into the corner with Flux Waves back against the wall. And I, again, just love these pokes and challenge. Beautiful back fierce as well.
What a check. Going for the standing throw reset, getting an additional medal, finds the burnout and the DI of... Is that a fourth medal? Yes, it is. I like, the screen freeze from the kill gave me pause for a second. I was like, I know full well that that's gonna be a medal.
Yeah, anytime that Manon is able to kill with the medal, it will, with the command throw or the hit throw, it's always going to activate that medal. So now Fluxways has to deal with 4 medals this round and the damage that comes with it. Okay, we're going to take the knockdown here. We're going to do the can kicks. But again, that Stan Roundhouse Punish Counter Edition put in so much mileage. Level 2, get the knockdown. It's party time, Brad.
Yeah, and I love the frame kill there. Oh my god, Punish Counter level 4 command grab. Thank you, goodbye.
Hang up the phone.
It is so scary. Like, making a bad parry against a Manon who has medals is so much scarier. And it's one of the things, the idea of Manon as a character is so interesting, right? Because it's a grappler who the risk reward of her throws changes over the span of the set. And like, that's so fascinating because it means, especially for a player like Idom, who does such a great job of honing in on your defensive choices, it means that if Idom or any Manon player is able to really keep in tune with the way the risk reward changes and the way that it should affect decision making, they can dismantle you even worse. Another of the standing command grab resets right into the stun. We're gonna end this into another medal, I have to assume.
Absolutely. Level 3 medals on the board, and Idom setting up match point for themselves, 2 meters apiece. And again, like, you know, Fluxwaves have been having a lot of moments, but I feel like Idom's been able just, you know, really readjust and readapt. And now we're seeing a lot more back fierce as well. One of her plus-ish buttons that she has, and it just, you know, really making the grappler playstyle such more potent.
Right, drive reversal, but Fluxway's very low on drive gauge here. Okay, plus frames, walk back. Oh, that's another spot where it's like you're getting the perfect anti-air range, but you're not ready for it because Fluxwaves is trying to prioritize getting outside of regular jump range, and by being outside of that range, being able to start to use nails and fireballs once again. Okay, nice pickup.
Confirm off these light Serpent Lash fadeaway stun, bathe in my master's work. And now the script has been written. Final game, final round. It's going to be 2 bars for Flux. Idom on a full stick of 3.
It's scary too. 3 medals in the tank, so Idom has so much damage available to him. Oh, I was ready. I was holding north that whole time, just ready for another standing command grab reset, but just cashing out into the level 3, wants that drive gauge advantage. Make it scary for Fluxwaves to block. Wants to back off. Okay. Fishing with standing short, but
yeah, the way Idom is just moving right now. Uh-oh, this is not where you want to be. Uh-oh, flip 4, give me some more.
That was a punish counter. Did it? What did that?
It was level 4. The way you were so confident, Idom was like, you know what? You're going to throw this puddle right now, and I'm just going to give you the nicest handshake in the entire world. I'm literally going to walk up into you and just say, hey, good game. 2-1. Idom moves on, qualifies for top 24 winners. 48.
Yeah,
48.
I think there was nothing to really be afraid of for Idom in that spot, right? Like, Fluxwaves and burnout, very little life to play with. Worst case scenario, you're getting a CA. But even off of the CA, right? Like, there's still a fair bit of burnout to play through. You've got life to deal with. You'll come out of it with some super. I don't think there was much to be scared of for Idom in that spot, and you can choose
For sure.
to be aggro in that moment and move on. Moving on into top 48, as you had said, our next set, bringing the players in, Aison and Ramos. So I think we had said Aison was the Jamie player that got 7th at last month's, correct?
Yep, that is correct. Has been playing Jamie for as long as I've been seeing them. Ramos is going to be rocking the Elena, newest character to Street Fighter 6. How are you feeling about this character in this game now, knowing that healing is a mechanic that we have to deal with, but Elena being a very tricky one at that?
I think I still have some PTSD, and I think this is a matchup where it's going to be a little bit difficult. I think she having the reach that she has, having the sort of sway mechanics built into her kit that we see. I think the closest analog in this title is maybe DJ. I feel like for Jamie, you need to play so ground heavy and so like whiff punish heavy, at least until you get more drinks in you, that, you know, it can be a little frightening to try to contend with what she has. I think now that he has a drink, maybe being able to filter in TK legs can matter a lot. But like, look at that, right? You want to play stand roundhouse, one of your best whiff punishes / wish punishes, and it's just going to get clipped because of that startup, and she's got such long reach.
Yeah, using that stand medium punch just so much mileage, and I feel like Elena gets a little tricky, obviously, with the new changes. We were talking about character redesigns. I feel like she's turned into this footsie with also like tricky mix-up kind of character, using the sway in as a way to kind of get a little tricky with it, and using this the sway back too. You just have so much of tools to work with. Another forward throw is going to come out for Ramos, and Ramos trying to poke their way, trying to see where Aizon's going to crack, and it's going to be a full confirmed post-target combo, and a perfect at that, Brad. Beats in my head, beats right now for Ramos, 1-0.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be a tough hill for Aizon to climb, I think. I think maybe there's some value to be had in trying to play more around like Rekkas as pokes or force palm, but with the reach that she has, I almost wonder if like you miss-space it and you still end up in a spot where you have to be afraid.
Right, yeah, so Aizon, you know, and they were a part of last month's top 8, so, you know, Ramos, unfortunately, I didn't know how they did, if they even entered the first one, but Aizon, you know, one of the favorites, and Ramos just putting on a clinic right now.
Yeah, this is oppressive. Okay, punish counter starter, but too far away, and that's part of it, right? Like, with the reach that Elena has, you know, there's spots where you're going to be able to get that jab check on like a whiff punish, but you're like way too far away to get anything meaningful out of it. See, even there, right? Like, that parry pump might have been the right decision, except you were actually too far away. That super wide hurt box that exists with your limbs and not with your like standing character. Okay, nice check. But even there, you see Aizon not confident in whether he actually had the opportunity to follow that combo up into like a knockdown or anything meaningful.
Yeah, and right now Aizon is going to get the drink. Beautiful overhead by Ramos. Okay, there's the dive kick. There's the level 1. Get them off. No, we're going to drink a little bit. We got another level 2. Now we have breakdance available if need be.
Okay. Finishing it out. Okay. Throw, we going to take the drink? No, we want to keep the Oki. Crouching strong, safe jump. Yes, indeed. Oh, into the TK legs as the, I'm sorry, the TK dive kick as the anti-throw option. And a round is on the board. Huge. I mean, Jamie really becomes a different character once you get 1-2 drinks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dive kick, but right now Ramos is trying to make it happen. Let's play level 4, engage for a little bit because of this level 2. OD scratch wheel is going to be there. And again, I just love this pace. And Ramos, just again, you were talking about the hurt boxes earlier, and you talk about this movement. Ramos, oh no, the drop, Bogil Bomb. Look at this combo I just dropped. Don't you like it? But it's okay. I picked it back up for you. I delivered what we needed to deliver. And Ramos with Elena, 2-0 over Aison. And moving on in winner side top 48? What?
Yeah, that was a tough draw for Aison, and I gotta say, I love the way that Ramos played that, particularly after the level 2 activation there. With so much life still to go, your best case scenario there is Aison with a level 2 confirm, especially considering you have no drinks once the level 2 runs out, so you're going back to level 0. You are trying to... I've described Jamie's level 2 as a V-trigger. Right? Like at this point, you are trying to Street Fighter V V-trigger somebody to death. So that is to say, the command grab mix-up was always going to come. And you could see that Aison fundamentally changed his offensive approach there in order to try to play with the threat of command grab. And being ready for that from Ramos was ultimately the thing that set up the space, the whiff punish that won them the set. I think trying to play a ground game with no levels in you against the character who has the footsies of Elena, no pun intended, is a tall hill to climb for Jamie.
No doubt about it. You know, perfectly said. But speaking of tall hill to climb, these players are still trying to play for those points, and we have our top 48 solidified. So don't go go anywhere. Wow, I am jumbled up because these matches have been so sick. More Street Fighter 6 action, more Capcom Pro Tour World War US Canada East. Keep it locked, y'all.
Bet.
Oh, that tongue tie at the end was... I felt it. And I felt the tongue go up, and I was like,